Well, good morning all. It's a couple days after working on the cabin, and I promised you an update on the failing water pump, and that is right here. Hey everybody, I'm editing this video and realized a couple of things. One, as I'm doing right now, I filled this vertically instead of horizontally, which is how it should be done. So I apologize for that. Two, I didn't really explain what this pump is, and the pump is up on top. There's a pressure tank on the bottom to hold water, and the reason I pulled it out isn't because of the noise, although as unnerving as that is, it was starting to draw over 5,000 watts of power to pump, and that is a big problem when you have a 5,000 watt generator. This pump was killing our 5,000 watt generator, and that's why we went and bought a new pump, which I'll show in a future video, and why I tore this thing apart. So I didn't explain that in the beginning. I'll insert this so you guys understand. Thanks. We bought this pump 4 years ago from Harbor Freight, and I'm pretty sure it was $99 when we bought it, or $89. And it worked great, especially considering none of us knew what we were doing. Had never put in a water pump on a well or any other kind. And it dutifully taught us how it works. We ran it dry. We did all the things you shouldn't. And right now it's making a hellacious noise. And we're going to take this off and see what's going on behind there. Now the water from our pump that comes out of our Sandpoint well, it's very irony. Has lots of iron, has lots of sand, and you're not supposed to filter it before the pump. So that just comes in right here, and I'm assuming we're going to find all sorts of yummy goodness in there, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to turn it on here and let you hear what it sounds like. And I know you're not supposed to run these dry, but in this case it shouldn't matter. I got it plugged in here at home, so listen up. It does not sound good. So let me pop this cover off and see what we got. All right, so the cover's loose. I have not taken this off, so we're going to see this together, what it looks like in here. This may be the biggest anticlimactic moment ever, or we may see something. I have no idea what it looks like in here, so we're going to look at it together. Well, here we have what appears to be, not what appears to be, that is a plastic impeller. And that is the motor. I wish I knew how this worked, but I don't. But you can see by the color here how ironed up this is. I actually expected to see carnage in here. And maybe for those of you who know what pumps do and how they're constructed, if you know, leave me a comment. I'm going to poke around here a little bit, see what I can see, and see if there's anything interesting in here. But she certainly is rubbing, and I'm supposed she's supposed to. I mean, this pump needs to have some tight tolerances to work. But anyway, let's see what happens. Well, I decided just to turn it on here for a second. And I think we know where the nasty noise is coming from. Listen to this. Oh boy. I'm not sure what to do about that. If anything can be done about that, I suppose I could take this pump wheel off, whatever this piece is called, and see what comes from there. I'll have updates. All right, I've been thinking about this a little bit, aided by coffee. And that bolt is 16 millimeters, and I'm going to take that off. And I think the problem we're having is behind there is probably a bearing that is worn out. All the rust and the sand probably did it in. And just so everyone else, so I can let you know, these are these little bolts that hold that on. Those are 5mm or 6mm hex heads. I don't remember. I put that tool away because I don't think this is going back together. It's garbage day, and I think as soon as I get this off and inspect it, this whole thing's just gonna get thrown out. But let me get this impeller wheel off, if that's what that is, and see what's behind there. I didn't guess. I still had the tool laying here. It's a 5mm bolt. All right, I got the impeller wheel off. There's a little key here, some hardware. Flat washer goes up against here. And well, the wheel goes on. The key goes in, the wheel goes on. The flat washer goes in first, followed by the lock washer. In case I decide to put this back together, I'll remember where everything goes. Doubtful that'll happen. Now, this bearing probably requires some sort of puller, which I do not own. And I am probably not going to get. I just wondering out loud here if I plug this back in, and hopefully nobody's cringing and I'm about to impale myself, but let's see what happens when I turn this on. Let me be careful here. Well, I did a little prying. I have this piece here that was sitting on this shaft like so, and I don't know what this is. It's springy. I thought that was a bearing, but it obviously is not. Some sort of bushing. Not sure what that is. Maybe it was supposed to be a watertight seal to protect the bearing, which it probably did for a while, but I don't know what that is. If anyone knows, let me know. I was kind of hoping. Boy, it sure spins. Let's plug this in again and see what we get. Well, that actually is really good. So all this noise was coming from this piece, which was probably seized. Yep. Interesting. So what is that? Gonna have to do a little research. Well, you know me, always with the updates. I took this apart, put it back together, and what I did is I took a video I'll insert before this where I lubricated the seal kit. Now that is not a permanent fix. Matter of fact, it's probably a 5-minute fix. But and I used what I had laying around, which is good old Rem oil. It's probably the absolute wrong thing to do to that rubber bushing. It's probably going to expand, start breaking down, but it's already garbage. So I figured why not give it a try. But here's what it sounds like. And that is way better than it was. So I'm going to put this back together and put this pump on the shelf for parts. And hopefully we never need it. But if we do, maybe we can salvage a motor or an impeller or who knows what. But, you know, being a caretaker of a 100-year-old shack is no fun. Well, actually, it is fun. But sometimes you got to cobble together fixes. And this is one of those. So hopefully you enjoyed this. See you guys soon. All right, we're all back together. And here's what it sounds like. You're not supposed to run these dry. I think it says it right up here on the, right up on the pump. Do not run dry, but in this case, why not? I think she's fixed for now, but probably not for long. Thanks for watching. See you soon.